is why Tuchel's sacking never made sense, because it's like he understood that, yo, these men need to go. It's almost like he knew that a rebuild needed to take place, yeah, and your owner didn't give your best manager, probably since Jose, the opportunity to rebuild the club. To me, that doesn't make sense. Why would you give that opportunity to someone like Graham Potter, bruv, who is unproven at any real level? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So
my only thing was that Tuchel did make some mistakes. Like, he had the same Havertz amount obsession that Potter initially had. And Potter still has the Havertz obsession. He plays a full 90, good performance or bad performance. But Tuchel was doing the same thing. He said we didn't need a midfielder. And it took till deadline day for us to lose to Southampton away. And we should have been battered about 4-1. 2-1 was very generous on us, the way we were playing. We got hammed in that second half. But it took till then for the board to put their hands down and say, no, we need a midfielder. We're not listening. He said he was fine. He said Gallagher would be our next Kante. It's like, what? Gallagher? Yeah, we have Gallagher. We have Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We're fine. We don't need midfielders.
Was that with the new owner there, yeah? And money available to spend?
Yep. And I get there was issues, like he wanted to just focus on being a coach and not deal with like scouting and everything like that. And that I understand. But Tuchel definitely was partly culpable for where we were around the January point under Potter. Everything after that, we made about 5 signings. We had a summer transfer window in January. There should have been some improvement. Potter went backwards. That's on him. Everything before that, Tuchel can hold hands with Potter on that one. They were both culpable.
Yeah, see, and that's just what is. It's a bit of a mad one, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you're doing a rebuild now, and that's why you're saying, obviously, because the managers brought him in. I mean, because the owners brought him in, he's probably going to give him a summer window as well and see how the start of next season goes. But what happens if you end up finishing the season outside the European places? Like, say you end up finishing 8th or something. What is it? Is it 8th? 8th, you miss out on the... Even the Conference League. If you end up in the Conference League, you end up finishing 7th. That's bollocks, bro.
That's long. I don't think we will, though. Because, like, Tottenham, I'm not too sure about. Like, they don't really have sustainability, but if they bring in...
There's rumours that Conte's been sacked, bro. And they're working on a severance package at the moment. That's why they haven't announced it. But there's rumours flying around that Conte's been relieved of his duties already. Yeah? And if so, bruv, I can't lie. I've watched that. I watched the Conte thing again, bro, like, I think last night, because I needed a laugh in it. And the more I watch it, yeah, bro, the worse it gets, you know. That was bad what he done.
Them. But he wasn't wrong. The only thing is, everything he said makes sense, but you can't talk about long-term stability in that when you literally don't want to be there. It takes the legitimacy of everything that you're saying away, because it's just coming from a mouth of... It's like a fan saying it. That's the only thing, but Conte weren't wrong. Squad's full of losers. There's a loser mentality around there from the top to the bottom. And I don't know who can take it out, because Conte couldn't do it. Mourinho couldn't do it. Jose Poch took him to a final and they threw away in 30 seconds. That Tottenham just don't help them. It gets to the point like we laugh about it. We say it's the history of the Tottenham and all of that. It is. It is. They're just
yeah, but the manager's not allowed to say that though. That's what's crazy.
Someone's got
the owners
say
have been here 20 years and won nothing. He said these men are used to playing for nothing. They're used to playing in unimportant games, bruv. Man said Harry Kane scored 200 worthless goals, bruv. Do you understand how deep this Brer went in on the team? And
but then, you know what? If you're a club like Tottenham, where I can't lie, losing is just so ingrained in you need to be real about it. You got to be real about where you are as a football club and what needs to change. They don't do nothing. They're around in competitions. However far they get in, they lose. And then they'll celebrate how far they went in it. Harry Kane will score the most goals in a year and the whole squad will come together and take a picture of his boot like it's a trophy or something. They'll put Heung-min Son's gold, Asia Cup trophy or something. They'll put that in their trophy cabinet. The club it's just, they're losers. But the difference is Conte just don't want to be there. If he was there for about 5-6 years or something, then I could actually like I'd have a lot more respect for it, because it's like you're saying this because you're trying to get a reaction out of them and you're trying to force change. He's just cussing them out on the way out of the door.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't really hit the same. But he's not wrong. They're all losers, all of them.
No, 100%. But that's what it is. It's the mentality at the club. But the thing is, like, he knew that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he knew that, bro, when he came in. And the thing is, you know what I don't like, yeah? What I don't like is when guys come in and, like, he moaned about the players and he said, oh, these players threw this manager on the bus, that manager on the bus. But, bro, cool, if you knew that, then when you came in, why wasn't the first thing you did, yeah, get rid of these players and bring players in? Instead, yeah, you're trying to sign old farts like fucking Perisic and that and add them to already a squad that ain't doing nothing, bro. Like, I think Davis, Dyer, and them man were there under Pochettino, bruv. Like, and they're looking to give man a new deal again. Like, it's like, bro, what are you fucking talking about, bro? You know what I mean?
Some of the transfers were very questionable, but I think it's because we all thought Conte likes those sorts of transfers and he can get the most out of them, that for some of us, we did believe the hype on it. Conte is partly to blame. Like, he's made bad decisions in game. I think he made a full rotation for the Sheffield United loss in the cup or something like that. So he's definitely part culpable too. But overarching thing is, like, he just don't want to be there. So it's like, if you don't want to be there, then the players aren't going to listen to you, and they're probably going to see it for themselves too, and it's going to impact the on-pitch performances. Levy is in two minds over whether to keep you or sack you. It's all just about financials. That's all it is. And if you're a club that's based on financials over trophies, you're not going to win nothing, because all your focus is going to be on profit. That's why their biggest thing is like fucking, I don't know, who's performing at White Hart Lane, like Beyonce or some shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, literally, bro. Like, that is literally the highlight of their season, yeah, is who's performing at their fucking stadium, yeah, and it's not football related, bro. The team is actually a shambles, but no manager can say that they didn't know that before they went there, though. This is my issue. This is my issue. And it's the same with Jose as well. Like, you don't take a job, yeah, where you know how these men are and then complain when they do what you knew that they do anyway, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's either you go in there and you try to be different from the get-go and you try to stamp your authority on the team. And if you don't feel that you can do that, then you walk, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
But even Jose had them like 3 days off a cup final and they sacked him. Just so they didn't have to give him a fat payout.
He was get sacked though as well.
No, he probably would, and he probably should have got sacked at that point too. But it builds into the whole thing about Tottenham just being losers. You have not won a trophy in 18 years. You are in a cup final with one of the best cup managers in the world. And for your own ego, for your own bank, you decide to sack him just to protect yourselves in a cup final.
Yeah, like, it shows you that
is one of the most brain-dead decisions I've seen. Sorry, what was that?
It shows you that trophies don't mean nothing at that club, really. And it shows you that as long as they are getting Champions League football and they're able to sell out concerts, they don't really give a shit about football. But we knew this about Levy.
Yeah, I think that's why, like, Conte's gone back to throwing his toys out the pram and everything, because to him, I remember, because he was making these sorts of press conferences last season. I remember, I think they beat City and then lost to Burnley, and he went on some mad rant about the squad and the mentality and everything. And he's talking about his reputation and he doesn't want Tottenham to ruin it. I think it's just been a case of he's realized that. And it's like, now I'm just trying to distance myself as far away from Tottenham as possible. I'm trying to say it's the board's fault, the fans' fault, the players' fault. Every one of them is holding me back because I've won something everywhere else.
This is what I don't rate, though. This is what I don't rate. This is what Jose done, and this is what Conte done. But when you look at Conte's actual record as a manager, like, and what he's actually won, it ain't that impressive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the most impressive trophy he won was the league with you lot. Only because of where you were when he came in. But
even then, you had one game a week.
You see what I'm saying? And you had one game a week, and you had a very good team, bro. Like, man's got Fabregas and Costa in them, man. So it's not like you had shit ballers. And Kante, I believe, bro. So you didn't have shit ballers.
And we actually had a good window before that.
And Matic as well, innit? Like, you had a good team.